Howdy, folks. It's been a long time coming. This was dead. It's showing some signs of life. Deadstick Bush Pilot Simulator. Been excited to try this out for years. Actually signed up for a closed beta back in 2019. And I don't know if that never happened or I didn't get in anyway. And then the project was kind of abandoned, lost funding or something. I don't remember the whole story. It's recently got picked back up and is showing some signs of life. And there's a playtest this weekend, so I'm going to record some of that. I've had about 20 minutes on here. I hopped in and did the little intro and did the checklist and then crashed into a tree because I was just flying with the keyboard real quick before work. So I'm going to start over. We're going to make a new profile and we're going to hop in here. And I think you can take up to 3 jobs here in the playtest. So we're going to try that out. Kerbo, YouTube. Nope. YouTube. There we go. Apply. I do have my Xbox controller hooked up. I don't know if that's usable or not. We'll let it load in, and then we'll go from there. But I do want to emphasize this is a playtest. There's going to be bugs, just like it says here on the screen. This is not the final product. It's just a playtest. Think of it like a tech demo, where we can hop in and try out some things. The plane does work. At least it did for me. And the checklist and the parts and stuff are pretty detailed. I like that part. Oh, yeah. I'll put a chapter in if you want to skip past this part, but it's pretty cool. Nice little intro cinematic. I like that. I'll try to remember to put a chapter in. You can just skip right past that. And here we are in the office. This is an authentic flight simulator built around challenging open-world flying. No shortcuts. All right. We'll see about that. I couldn't get the plane to tip over, so I don't know about the authentic flight simulator part yet. But again, it is just a playtest. New message received. Let's go to our phone. You can see it has all the stuff to do up on the screen. So down the lower right, open tool wheel, push G. Got some stuff. Let's go to our phone. We got an old school phone. I'm old enough to remember before phones like this even existed. We want to go down to messages. There we go. Clint Cox. We are the newest, indeed. Newest pilot. Welcome to the family, I guess. Clint's going to be handling our onboarding. Grab our insurance paperwork off the fax. Gotta love it. All right, back. Close that. And we have an actual fax machine. Some of you won't have any idea what a fax machine is, but some of you will know. All right, so duration never contest. So we'd get just a basic insurance for the playtest. No problem. All right, obtain the weather report. So when you go check the weather, see what NOTAMs or anything like that are in effect. Click on the weather. Sounds like an old dot matrix printer. Your location is shown only when on the ground. When airborne, you'll rely on analog navigation. Dead reckoning, I assume we're going to have to do. So one would assume we're here on this one where the little plane is, but we have something over here. And we got some other stuff around, and then we got a whole bunch of like undiscovered. We'll click on that. Obtaining a weather briefing will give you the METAR and TAF data at all known airports. Roger that. This data can also be viewed in a simplified format. Yep. So we got the actual METAR. If you just hold middle mouse, it'll flip over. Gives you a nice visual, easy to read indication of that. I'm not a pilot. I've been flying flight simulators for probably over 10,000 hours, but I'm not a real pilot. So I can't just glance at a METAR and know what's going on. But anyway, let's get back into it. Exit. All right, exit the briefing hut. There we go. Beautiful. I almost feel like... Do I want to turn the mouse sensitivity down? Maybe not. Did we get a new message? We did. Go ahead and grab your... Oh, wait. Select. Oh, we have to scroll down. Oh, it's just at the very end there. All right. Go look for the WWLF hangar. There's a plane waiting for you. Got it. Thanks, Clint. I should mention, let's go into settings. I cranked this up to high, I think. If I go to graphics options. Very high. So I put it to very high. And it seems to be running fine. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All my system specs are on the little about tab of the channel if you want to go check those out. Remove the wheel chocks from the aircraft, all right? I'm going to sprint. Oh, nice. We've got an old DC-3 over there. Cool. Got like a, it's like a mini beaver. I don't think it's big enough to be a real beaver, but anyhow, let's not get too distracted. We got a lot to do here in this video. All right, so we got to hold down left mouse, then I'll take those off. Tow the aircraft to the white box. So there's a little bit of sun glare, but there's a white box out there. We basically just need to follow the yellow line. And I think I will turn the mouse down just a touch. I can do that. Control options. Look sensitivity. Let's try 40%. Apply. Back. Resume. There we go. So you can see how the tail wheel is highlighted. That's kind of how you know what you're supposed to do. So we got our little tow bar here. We want to come straight out of the hangar, not ding up any wings. And then we're basically just going to follow the yellow line as best we can with the tail wheel. I'm a little rusty on the mouse. Whee! And I'm just kind of tapping S to keep it going. It does have momentum. Back in here just a little further. There we go. That should do it. Take that off. Complete the safety inspection. Now it says this is optional, but it's kind of cool. And it took me a little bit when the first time I was running through, I wasn't sure how to do the safety inspection. I thought, well, let's check the G wheel. And I went here. I think that's how I opened it up. Yeah, there we go. And then this will just walk you through a pretty detailed checklist. So we're going to do that real quick. And it'll highlight the part, and then it's got like a circle with an arrow that kind of points you in the right direction. This needs some drop shadow or something. It's a little hard to see against the white plane. Then over there on the right, you can see check item is a right click. So there we go. We'll just go check through all this stuff real quick. It's even got like the fuel drains and stuff. Pitot tube. Very cool. The wing in general. And then we're going to check the aileron and flaps. And then we have the little stall warner here. This is actually kind of like a whistle. If it gets the right airflow angle of attack, it makes noise. Pretty simple. It says test, but I don't hear it do anything. So we'll just right click on it. All right, back over to the other side. We're going to do kind of the same thing here. Find this fuel drain. Then we're down to the tire. You can see everything's 100% because the plane is brand new. But a big part of this game is going to be maintaining your aircraft. That's why it has all these individual parts and whatnot. All right, port sides. We're going to check that. Check the rudder. Check the tail wheel. This one was a little tricky. I found you had to get off to the side, then you can look at it. Back to the front. All right, to complete the safety inspection, it still says. Now what's cool is you can open up the cowling. And there's all kinds of parts in here. We're going to need to look at a lot of those parts. So we got a starter motor. It's on the other side of the alternator. Let's go to this side. Doink. There we go. We got the battery in the back. Drive belt up front for the fan, or is that? No, it doesn't have a, it's just air-cooled engine. It's just for like the alternator and whatnot. And then we can go check the oil level. I don't know that this... Oh, it did. Okay, cool. 3.6 quarts remaining. I don't see a mark on there, so maybe you just have to know how much oil it should have in it. We'll check that off the list, and we got ourselves an oil filter, which is kind of tucked back in there behind the magneto. The air filter is up front. And when it says magnetos, you can click on either one. It'll do both of them. We got our alternator up there. We got our little vacuum pump on the back. Click on any spark plug. They're all 100%. I would assume this would like glow a different color, but I don't know for sure yet how all that works. All right. Close up the cowling. Secure that. Yeah, we'll check it off. Here we go. Closed and locked. Page 2 of 2. So that's the checklist done. Close safety checklist. We'll hit G. Back to hands. Now we're finally ready to climb in the aircraft. There we are. Now. Boy, they won't leave me alone. Now what? Time to make yourself useful. You're going to fly up to a place called Morton. Check your map. It's about 4 miles to the north. Big airport. Can't miss it. All right. Can't miss it. Challenge accepted. Now I do, like I said, I have my Xbox controller hooked up. Does that do anything? Oh, look, it does. Okay, so elevator and aileron are on the left stick. This looks around kind of as expected. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my Xbox controller. We'll see how that does. And then it switches the control hints over. Very nice. Play brakes is B for brakes. Got it. We have flaps on the D-pad. We got trim on the D-pad. Right trigger and left trigger for the old rudder. We'll see how that goes. I hit a tree on takeoff because it didn't seem like there was any P factor or anything, and then all of a sudden it zoomed off to the left, so we'll have to figure that out. We need to close the aircraft's door. Some of this I'm going to do with the mouse, so we'll close the door up. We want to inspect the fuel gauge. It's got just a sight glass on each wing tank. For that, we're going to turn on the old master switch. Pump the primer 3 times. Four times. Maybe I didn't get it all the way pulled out or something. And then turn the key to start the engine. So we're going to go left, or sorry, that's right, left, both, and then start. It starts up instantly. Nice. Set the throttle to 1/4 open. Do that on the Xbox. And we're taxiing. All right, cool. It does limit the throttle when you're first taxiing. That's as like just a helper. It does tilt a little bit, but I couldn't get it to like a ground loop or anything when I was playing earlier. I don't know how detailed the flight stuff is, especially at this early stage of just a playtest. So we're not going to try to take that part too seriously. We do need to fly to the north. I have a compass above my head there. I don't... Yeah, it looks like we got a wet compass in the front there. Standard instruments. Noise. We need to get the tail to come up a little bit, pushing on the brakes. What's our wind doing? We kind of want to take off that direction, but if I remember right, there's a giant mountain in the way, so I don't think we can do that. Okay, throttle limitation is still in place. Yeah, we can't really take off that direction because there's a giant hill. Not being familiar with the aircraft, I'm not sure if we could clear that. Was it a bit of a crosswind? Can't tell. So we'll do a little bit of a back taxi and then we'll see if we can take off. Lots of good sounds happening. I like that. I don't know that I need to, but I'm gonna hold some back stick while we're turning here. It seems to be fairly stable. Alright, well, here goes nothing. Lots of, a little bit of right rudder to keep her on the straight and narrow. I am not used to this aircraft at all. We got in the air. So there's that much. How's the trim work? Alright. Down is up. Got it. Alright, we need to turn to the north. Let's do that. Cool, nice and smooth. No idea what the like RPMs and stuff are you're supposed to use. Just I figured I'd get it out of the red. Try around 2,500. All right, let's level off and get our. I assume the wet compass has got to settle, or is it kind of instantaneous? Let's get some nose down trim. Oh, I think I see the airport. Yeah, it is pretty much straight north of here. Alright, we're gonna get up there pretty close, so let's throttle back. See if we can actually get it trimmed out a little bit. I can hear the gas sloshing around in the tanks. That's pretty cool. So we're just kind of piddling up there. About 75 knots. I think they said in the video they put out that the weather down here in the starter area is pretty forgiving. Then it's going to get worse, you know, the further you branch out. Looking good though. We need a hide HUD button though, Doves. Anybody that makes the game, you gotta put in a hide HUD button. It's essential. Alright, is that flaps down? Oh, that's flaps down. Got it. Start slowing her down. Whoop, that's not the right button. Down in the white arcs, I assume we can put down as much flap as we want. Slowing down pretty good. Oops. Still getting used to the controls. I'm not used to flying with a gamepad. Alright, we're at full flap. Looks like we got about 3 notches of flaps. We're way super high. This is the world's worst landing approach ever, but that's okay. We're gonna have to taxi a ways, so. Lots of up trimming. Whee! Like I said, we're gonna have to taxi away, so we might as well just float her down the runway. Pretty much running in slow motion on this little tiny thing. Whoa! Oh boy. Oh no, you can do a ground loop. Look at that. If you're a terrible pilot, you can do a ground loop. Who knew? Yeah, look at that. Cool. I like it. That one was on purpose. The first one was not. All right, flaps are back up. We need to taxi in to the Morton's briefing hut. Do we have any trim indicator anywhere? Where's my trim wheel at? Oh, there it is. That's centered back up. It's probably some setting you're supposed to use for takeoff. I'll have to learn more about that. It looks like a little like Super Cub or something. Not sure. I haven't really read up on what this has in it. Zoom as left stick. Ah, cool. You can center. Oh, it's just holding the right stick. Cool. I'm learning things. And it's a tail dragger, so we can move the nose back and forth to tell where we're at. We're going to do a bit of a high-speed taxi. I'm impatient. Now that I'm on the ground, I've got the compass back, and it tells us where we're going, basically. Morton's briefing hut. There's maintenance, pilot hangar. I bet it's over there by the pilot hangar. Scenery and graphics wise, no problems there. Looks pretty good. I don't know if this is built in Unreal. It feels like Unreal Engine. Didn't really look into the tech. Maybe it's its own thing, I'm not sure. I think we'll keep it around 1200 RPM. It's pretty much what I used to taxi my 172 in X-Plane. Strangely enough. Alright, there is a taxiway. Do we want to turn here? Actually, no. Yeah, it looks like it goes over and does stuff. I'm happy we actually ground looped, because I was messing around with it for about 10 minutes earlier today, and I couldn't get it to really do much. It was kind of like it was on rails, but there is some ground loop potential there, so that's cool. Alright, let's get some brakes on. Where are we going? Briefing hut. There it is. There's even a white line here. Is that where we're supposed to go? Line up with one of these, maybe? Ish. Okay, let's take a look around with the mouse. I mean, that's close enough for what we're doing. Alright, we're gonna switch back over to mouse and keyboard. So I don't know if we need to, like, oh, it's even got mixture. We haven't got into that yet. Carb heat. Nice. I don't know if we need to let the engine cool down or anything. I don't see... I mean, the cylinder head temps came right down, so that's fine. Let's assume we can just turn it off. Oh, it didn't clear the checklist of taxi to Morton's briefing hut. Oops. I didn't see that. We're supposed to be up closer, I guess. We're 100 feet away. All right, my bad. My bad. Should just fire right up, right? Since it's warmed up. How close do we need to be? Is there a marking somewhere on here that I'm missing, like where I'm supposed to go? I'm just doing this live. I haven't done that. Oh, I see it. I see it up ahead. I think I see something over. I think we're supposed to park over here by the hangar. Yeah, I see it now. Got it. I didn't see that. It didn't stand out to me. It said briefing hut, and that's where I went. We need to be over here. We're not? Am I not quite in here? I don't want to run into anything, so let's see if we can push it in with the little tow bar. I'm just a mouse whisker away, maybe, from being in, or is my wing over a little too far? I'm not sure. We're figuring this out as we go. Taxi to Morton's briefing hut. Okay. It says that's Morton's briefing hut. Am I supposed to be over here? There's another white box over there. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. It's not real clear where you're supposed to go. Well, we'll go down to the other white square and see if that's where we're supposed to be. I'm taxiing. We're taxiing to Morton's briefing hut. So we'll go over to that and we'll see if that's where we're supposed to go. If you're new to the channel, I don't script my stuff, so this is just me trying out the playtest. It's not a polished experience. Alright, let's try pushing it into there and see if that's where it wants to be. Actually, I should back in, then I can taxi out of here. The sound design is pretty well spot on. It's got lots of cool little sound details. Is this where you want me? I don't know where it wants me to go. It says the briefing hut's over there. That didn't kick off. All right, tell you what, I'm going to put a break in here. Let me figure out where I'm supposed to go, and we'll pick it up from there. Okay, apparently I just didn't get close enough. I came over here and swung the tail around, and there we are. They want you to taxi dangerously close to the briefing hut. I didn't do that, so there you go. Interact with the PC and start flight school. Fun. We got here, use computer. Flight school. Ooh, red airplane. License tests. Oh, we have to do all of this? Can I just take a job? Start the engine, apply and control throttle, use the rudder station. Okay. I guess we got to do this. We're in a different airplane now. There we go. I made sure to pull it all the way out and push it all the way back in. Set the throttle. Yeah. We already did this. Where am I supposed to go? Ah. We have a follow me green thingy. Taxiing around. This is cool. So if you didn't know anything about flying, it's going to teach you all the basics. A little bit of brake on. A little too much brake on. Yeah, I think about 1,000 RPM will do for this taxi test. Looks like is it taking us out to a runway? I'm not sure. Make sure we don't hit any buildings. I kind of frown on that. It's not too bad with the gamepad. Definitely when this comes out, I will be trying out my actual flight peripherals. I've got yoke and pedals and everything. Here we go. I stopped before I got on the runway. Back to menu. Yes, please. So we just have to go through each one of those? Oh, man. I already kind of know most of this. Kind of wanted to get to my first job, but... Alright. Wonder if you have to do these. What if I go back to the menu? Yes, exit flight school. Complete flight school, interacts with the PC to claim commercial license. Oh, so you have to do flight school to get your commercial license before you can do jobs. Okay. Got it. Well, I am not, like, used to this aircraft, so that's fine. We'll do a few more of these. It's going to teach us about power management, so maybe it'll give us some numbers to go off of. This looks like the same type of airplane that I had. Ooh. He's goosey on the throttle and the rudder. Whee! Can I do a roll now? This thing is sprightly. 1,000 feet per minute. There we go. We did a takeoff. All right, cool. Oh boy. Power management, trim management. All right, cool. Teach us about power. Decrease throttle to ascend, increase throttle to ascend, adjust throttle. Right. And then it all works with your trim as well. That's assuming you're trimmed out. $1,800 RPM. Got it. Descend to 3,250. Keep using the wrong stick on the controller. Let it find its own trim. A lot of sloshing going on. That's not what I wanted to do. It's cool that you can do external views, though. I hadn't even looked into that. Alright, we're coming up on 3,500. Now, does it have this trimmed up to where it'll kind of level out? Yeah, it looks like it's trimmed for this throttle setting to about 500 feet per minute. $2,700 RPM. All right, that's the red line. Use the crap out of the engine. Got it. There's a few hitches here and there where the sound's cutting out. I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe it's a phone notification. I do see that I've got a new phone message. Climb to 4,000 feet. Roger that. I gave it some forward stick to control the airspeed loss. Use the throttle to level out aircraft and maintain the same altitude. Well, normally you would set your power and then trim accordingly, but okay. We'll do it your way. Oh, we set 2,200 RPM, and then I'm gonna cheat and use the trim button. It says close enough. Got it. Whee! I like how the aircraft just falls out of the sky. That's comforting. Oh, now it's going to talk about trim. All right, fine. We'll blow through these. Lower throttle until the engine is at 2,400 RPM. Got it. Use the trim wheel to level the air without using the stick. Got it. I'm going to use the stick to... It's got a slight drift to the left. I know the trim is set too high. If you could quit hiding my instruments, I could more easily tell what the aircraft's doing. Just had to change my view. It's got very lenient parameters for passing this. Cool. So I just keep feeding it in the nose down trim as we increase speed. Alrighty. That was easy. Turning. Oh boy. I can turn. I don't know if I can turn coordinated on the gamepad. Turn to heading 090 and hold for 10 seconds. Okay, so we need to turn... Oops. Wait, we're heading north, right? There it goes. Oh boy. I was looking at my throttle. It's not trimmed out at all, so that's also throwing me off. Let's get her trimmed out for somewhat level flight. Alright, and we want to turn to the south. Where's my turn and bank indicator? Do I have one of those? Oh, there's my little ball up there. Got it. Oops. Whee! Yeah, that wet compass gets squirrely. That's what they do. There's a little glitch there every once in a while. Other than that, it's running smooth. And we're not quite at south. Then we want to go back to north. Alright. Turn to the north. Wow. I don't think that's what it had in mind. Alright, we'll let the compass catch up. We're at 330, so we got to turn to the right a little bit more. Or 310, somewhere in there. Let's call on that north. All right, that works for me. Close enough, it says. Cool. Whee! What else we got? We got approach. Okay, here's where it gets hard. Landing is the hardest part. And a good landing starts with a good approach. I'm going to be all over this guy. Lower throttle to 1600 RPM. Roger that. Apply some flaps. Okay. Clunk. I saw that plane. You fell through the ground. Landing. I was right there. Can't I just go ahead and land? Whoops. Alright. Flaps. Use the stick and the rudder. Woo! Bounced. I'm not used to the plane at all, so I'm ballooning all over the place. You three-point it. Trying to avoid the old ground loop. Yay! I was hitting the wrong button for the brakes. Alright, cool. Plane was all in one pile. Engine shutdown. Oops. Slice it over when the wheels stop rolling. Alright, let's see what they want us to do for a proper and safe engine shutdown. Is the engine run? I guess it's running. Okay. So it wants us to pull the mixture. I'm just looking over on the controls. I don't think... Yeah, we just have throttle on the gamepad, so we'll do this. Okay, cool. So it does have a mixture. Nice. Turn the mags off, and then turn off the master switch. Got it. I think that's done, at least the basics. Not available in demo. License. Oh, I didn't. I could have just taken the test. Okay, well, there you go. You got to see the basic flight school stuff. Start the aircraft correctly, taxi safely to the airport, perform a controlled takeoff, climb to 3,000 feet, execute a safe landing. Okay. We'll see if we can do all that with the gamepad. Taxi to Beggs Runway. Got it. The door is closed. We have gas in each tank. Excellent. Let's get on out of here. Mixture is in. Should have done this first. I think it likes 3 pumps on the primer. I'm assuming this is a cold engine. If I remember right, we went out here and then to the left. Yeah, we went out there past that building. I'm not sure how long this video is going to end up being. I'll probably put it in 2 videos. Once we get our license, I'll make we'll call that the first video, and then the next video, we'll go do some jobs. We'll see if we can figure that out. Otherwise, this is going to be like a 2.5 hour video. Alright, we have some wind from the left, it looks like. So, we take off that direction? That kind of looks like the end of the runway down there. It's easier to look with the mouse. We got enough runway. We're fine. We're fine. Especially if we throw in a little flap. Nah, I don't think we need flaps. This thing is a lightweight. We don't have any cargo on board as far as I know. Should be able to take off pretty easily. Famous last words. I want to get pretty aggressive on the right rudder. She likes a lot of right rudder on the takeoff. Whee! I did not reset my trim, apparently. This would be easier with the rudder pedals. You could hold a little bit of right pedal as we climb out. Reach altitude of 3,000 feet. Roger that. Just going to throttle back to 25. We don't need to put a bunch of wear and tear on the engine. I'm holding just a little bit of right rudder to try to keep her centered on the ball there. Then I'm kind of trying to trim out for 1,000 feet per minute ish. A little too much right rudder. It's hard with the gamepad. It's not super precise with the triggers. But as our airspeed comes up, of course, it wants to climb more. Still wants a touch of rudder. Keep feeding in that nose trim. Complete an okay or better runway landing at Beggs. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do a climbing turn. Thing has plenty of power, especially empty. I'm guessing I'll be wanting more power at some point once we start taking on cargo. Alright, we'll do about 2,400 RPM. And I'm going to level out at 3,000. Complete an okay or better runway landing. Roger that. And then I need to head this way just a bit. I turned pretty tight, it looks like. And also I drifted all over the place. Chasing the trim wheel. Gotta quit doing that. Let's go to airspeed stabilized. There's the runway. Yeah, she definitely wants to bank to the left. Needs some aileron trim. Gained 100 feet while I wasn't paying attention. I don't know what causes it. Every once in a while, like, the whole thing glitches. Sound pops out. It almost looked like the graphics went blank for just a second. At least the ocean did. Very strange. we need to start slowing down. I don't know if you can thermal shock the cylinder heads or not. Slowed way down. Got a tickle in my throat. It's not helping any. Alright, we're in the white arc, so I'm going to pull back a notch of flaps. We're going to start our turn. This is not very smooth because I am flying with the gamepad. Okay, we're way high, as is tradition for my landings. It's okay, we're going to let the airspeed keep coming down. Pull in another notch of flaps. Keep working that trim. And yeah, we're super high, so keep the descent coming. We have another notch of flaps even. Want to get really aggressively down there. Not lined up at all. I'm trying to push all the things on the gamepad at the same time. Trying to trim it out. Trying to do the pitch angle to help with the trim. Trying to use rudder a little bit. Alright, this is not a standard approach at all. Just hoping I can lose enough airspeed to actually land. So we're diving in like a dive bomber. Alright, we'll let that speed keep bleeding off. Try to keep it on the runway. Find a safe place to stop and turn off the aircraft. Well, I'm guessing we have to turn around for that. Got all kinds of pop-ups for making a safe landing. That was a terrible approach, but it was an okay landing. We got out ahead of us. Not much. Well, let's at least get off the runway. I don't think they want us shutting down on the runway. Is that a wolf? Well, there's where we got on the runway. Slow down a bit with the brakes. I don't know how picky it is about where we need to park. I'm going to assume I can park here. Let's see if that's true. There it is. We got it. Cool. Do I have my commercial license now? All right. Off-strip license, fragile night. Cool. So once the full game comes out, there's going to be lots of different licenses that you can get, and probably more valuable jobs and whatnot would be my guess. There we go. I will exit flight school, indeed. Well, let's claim our commercial license, and then next time we'll go out and do some jobs. Interact with the PC to claim your license. Ratings, commercial. Collect. Congratulations, you have earned commercial rating. If they only knew what they were getting themselves into. Cool. Complete repairs on the aircraft and maintenance hangar. Sleep on the couch in the pilot hangar until dawn. Well, let's close the computer, and I'll call that a video here. We have some jobs waiting for us. We'll look into that in the next video. Thanks, as always, for watching. There'll be a link in the description for the Steam store page. Go check it out. Put it on the wish list if it's something you want to keep an eye on. And I'll catch you in the next adventure. Look at that. We got some evening light coming in. Very cool. Take care.